Okay, that is absolutely one way to determine who's in the studio today, because that is not Kurt Schilling intro music right there. That's Howie Carr, late 70s, jazz, whatever. Yeah, you got to turn that down a little bit. That's killing me. Kurt Schilling in for Howie Carr, 1-844-500-4242, HowieCarrShow.com, 680-680.
Hey, Kurt,
yes.
Howie may be gone, but his favors aren't. And on behalf of Howie Carr, I need to wish a very happy 19th birthday to a student at UConn, Brianna Catherine O'Neill. So very happy birthday to Brianna.
Brianna Catherine O'Neill, who is clearly a Steeler fan. Which is awesome.
Don't impugn her. We're trying to celebrate
awesome.
her birthday. Don't cast aspersions on Brianna.
Nope. She is a good young lady. Congrats. So along with the Friday dump, which we know to be something the Obama administration and Clinton's staff has taken advantage of, headline from the Wall Street Journal: most of Clinton's recovered emails will be released after Election Day. You can't. I always say this when I'm on Twitter or you can't make this stuff up.
But what emails? She said she turned them all over.
Right. Most of Hillary Clinton's emails recovered during a FBI investigation probe won't be made public until after Election Day, according to a new timetable set by a federal judge on Friday. Judge James Boasberg on Friday ordered the State Department to finish processing 1,050 pages of material for release by November 4th. Just a fraction of what could be as much as 10,000 pages. The judge set the new timetable after acknowledging that the State Department was struggling to manage the burden of dozens of lawsuits and thousands of requests for records from Mrs. Clinton's time in office. That's because they're all working overtime to get immigrants their citizenship with the other government employees. This new schedule pushes the release of the newly discovered emails past Election Day. First batch is due to drop the 7th of October. Other releases October 21st and November 4th. I don't understand. The State Department is also has committed to processing 500 pages a month after that, which I don't understand why there's a release date. Why aren't they just coming out when they're done? I would imagine tactically that would probably be a smarter thing, just that you bury people with this. Here's where it gets fun. The State Department has said it identified roughly 15,000 emails to or from Mrs. Clinton that the FBI recovered and turned over to the State Department. This was after she said she had given all her emails. 15,000. Of those 15,000, about 94 have been deemed purely personal and will be excluded from the release. Very interested to know what purely personal means, because
it's yoga plans, right?
Right, and because the Clinton Foundation is not something personal.
Don't you like the image of Hillary Clinton doing downward-facing dog?
And the fact that you're talking like that makes me sick to my stomach. Another 5,600 emails were deemed work-related, but the State Department attorneys warned that up to 15% of these are duplicates that she's already turned over. After the judge's order, Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton said exactly what you think he'd say. The American people could be deprived of this information at this essential time. It's an absolutely corrupt process that the State Department has come up with. And here's a big one. Mrs. Clinton's attorneys turned over roughly 30,000 emails to the State Department in 2014, making up roughly 55,000 pages. Her attorneys deleted another 30,000 that they deemed purely personal. Wasn't that one of the people that got immunity for delete because she was using search tools? Some of those were recovered by the Bureau as part of its investigation. Some. 15,000 is not some. That they said 50,000. Okay, 5,600 were work-related. That's 1/6 of all the emails. Not some. And I keep going back to the fact, I'm assuming on some level that is a crime. Not turning over evidence to the FBI.
The destruction of government records, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that is a crime. I mean, if they were actually all yoga plans and they were truly personal emails, which we know that they weren't, then she might have a window to not have committed a crime. But if she destroying a federal record is a crime.
Well, wouldn't you want to show the FBI the personal emails as personal emails instead of instead of instilling doubt? But I almost look at this like mail fraud, where you can get 10 years for every instance. Like every email should be like 15 years in federal prison. She could go to jail for like 1.6, half the deficit. She could go to jail for 15 trillion years, or 10 trillion years, which would be awesome. Kurt Schilling in for Howie Carr, 844-500-4242. Back in a minute.